Hello, good morning. Once again, I'm running very late, so I need to go in like 2 minutes. But today is the Harvest Festival. So this is like a few days after the Akimatsuri, the autumn festival. Now we're having like this, I guess it's like a farmer's market, and it's near the Teshima Art Museum. And I'm gonna meet my boss and we'll drive up there and then check it out and hopefully get some lunch as well, because again, I'm out of food. I can't really believe it's like the end of October. This is like British summertime. There's like this little gutter along the road, and usually as I'm walking to work, I hear this like plop because all the terrapins have dived off in fear. My boss has very kindly agreed to drive me to the Harvest Festival so I don't have to bike, which is great because the skirt that I'm wearing is incredibly impractical. Beautiful.
ちょっと寿司をもうくたくたしたやりきった感
Nori farming, seaweed. Hello, it is about 9 a.m. and I'm on my way to work, and I've got a few hours of work, then I get basically an hour off for lunch, and then I'm gonna go and help my neighbor harvest some rice. These, by the way, are dried persimmons, so you can see them pretty much all over the town. I'm actually leaving in a few days, so I'm not gonna go to my favorite cafe again, which is Teshima no Mado. Because the owner is away, she's an artist, she's in Kyoto. That thing has happened again where like 3 days before I leave somewhere, I just become super calm and like accepting, and I always expect that I'm gonna feel really sad or like excited or all these big emotions, but actually I just end up feeling really like chilled out in a really nice way. Anyway, I've now finished work, and so I have like 2 hours or so before I need to start helping my neighbor with the field. So I'm gonna try and find some lunch. It is definitely Satsuma season, although I think these are Japanese citrus. And I did learn the name of this, but I can't remember it, but I'll put it below. I don't know if I ever mentioned this building, but it's in basically the middle of the port. And it's supposed to be about like death. So the other Teshima Art Museum is about life, this one is about death, which you can kind of see from the outside. To me, this looks like a big crematorium. My plan right now is to go to the Teishoku place, which I haven't been to yet, which is just by the sea, and hopefully get some protein, get some fish, because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty hard work on the field. I was thinking while I was eating that, Like, of course, you would be giving thanks to the teshima kami-sama, like the teshima god, during the autumn festival and the harvest festival, because way back when, if you lived on this island, you know, you would be getting most of your food from this island. You'd be growing it, and you know, they still obviously grow rice and olives, etc. But even the fish that you catch around the island, like if the island where you lived was enabling you to live, of course, it would feel like a god, I guess. And I think that in the UK, I never had that feeling because like none of what I was eating was from my local area at all. You know, you go into a supermarket, particularly in London, you go into a supermarket and like your oranges are from Spain and like your rice is imported from wherever. So there's not really that connection to where you're living and to the land that you live on that you can get when you live on an island. Particularly an island that's, I guess, pretty traditional, like Teshima, in that people do still cultivate. I mean, like, look, as I'm walking around, here are olive trees, and here are mikan, so satsumas, and kaki, persimmon. So clearly people still sustain themselves from the land. And I think that means your connection to the land is going to be much deeper, or at least you're going to feel it. Anyway, I'm walking this way because I'm going to go get some strawberry ice cream from the ice cream shop. And I've got 45 minutes before I need to be at the fields. So yeah, I think I'll just grab this, leisurely walk back to my place, and then leisurely walk to the needle factory, like the old needle factory, which is where I'm meeting my friend, who's going to take me to her friend's rice field. Apparently it's quite small, which is good because we're doing it all by hand. I like that someone was like, you know what, I've had enough of this golf cart, whatever it is. I'm just going to drive it into a field and then leave it for maybe 20 years. Actually, 20 years is probably a bit too much because it's not really rusted, although it has been somewhat reclaimed by vines. And the same with this tiny portable shower. I secured the goods, but in the shop I couldn't really be bothered to read the katakana. So I just went to special and was like, yeah, okay, good enough for me. And now I realize it's like Mont Blanc flavor, which is interesting. Pretty good. I love that this lily has just grown up as a weed. So the instructions I had were a hat, long sleeves, which I have, and then like long pants, trousers, which I'm doing. I'm covered in mosquito repellent and sun cream. I'm just like my mum when she goes on holiday. The only thing I have left to get is a bottle of Pocari Sweat or some water, which I'm going to pick up from the vending machine. By the way, this is the needle factory, which I don't really understand. It doesn't, I don't think, I've never seen it open the 2 times I've been here. And there's a really interesting building next door, which has all sorts of like random shops. There's like a big kitchen, then there's this t-shirt shop, it's like a souvenir shop. Yeah. Oh look, more kaki, drying kaki. I've been there, but my photo did not look that good.
手島に鹿はいないんだけど、買って避けながら、なんかできるだけ。多分その分五郎さんのところの方に。収量減ってるかな。先生のところとかチュンチュンチュンチュン言ってたもんね。
So good. We've really done a lot. We've almost finished. with the whole field, and I've only been bitten by a mosquito once. On like the last couple of rows. And it's actually really beautiful. Like it's getting kind of chilly, but you can see the like the sun setting and the hills turning orange, which is pretty beautiful. I've given up on speaking Japanese. I'm too tired. すごい綺麗。It is 5 p.m. and I've basically been working since 9. And I am so tired. I just want to read my book and go to the izakaya and maybe get a beer. But it was actually really fun and a lot easier than I thought it would be. As in, like, it's easy, but it's tiring because there's a lot to do. And I think it's way more fun when you do it with other people because firstly, it gets done a lot quicker, and secondly, you can chat and like catch up. And yeah, I like that the community sort of helps each other out. So yeah, although I was pretty tired, I am really glad I did it, and I think people were very kind to invite me. Yeah, I mean, more manpower is always good, but also it's nice that they sort of like, you know, lent me boots and lent me the scythe and stuff like that, and sort of explained what to do and like the reason that they do it, and taught me a bit about history, and then were very patient with my Japanese because when I get tired, I just stop speaking. Like I can't remember anything, and I'm super tired. Yeah, eventually one of the people I was with speaks like fluent English. It's just that I've told everybody not to speak English to me, but by the end of it I was just I would say it in English. She would reply in Japanese and I would be like, no, I'm gonna reply in English again. Yeah, but like I also feel very satisfied. Like looking at that field completely flattened was very satisfying. I just wish I could eat the rice, but I might be coming back here in December perhaps. So yeah, if I do, apparently we can eat mochi together, which is like pounded rice. So yeah, this is a beautiful sunset. I'm also, after 6 months, remembering what cold weather feels like. And my hands are cold. It's like 15 degrees. But I'm not used to this. This stuff seems so fluffy. I'm pretty sure the izakaya is open. Yes. Okay, amazing. Coming back here after I shower. That is a very bright full moon. Right now, I'm finishing off my thank you cards, which I'm doing for the people that I met. And I bought these like plain postcards, and then on the back of it, I'll write like a little message. And then I did like a drawing, like a different one for every person. And I think I'll probably add some watercolor or something. If you can't tell by my voice, I'm pretty hungover. My boss and a couple friends came over for dinner, which was quite stressful because I had to figure out, I said I would cook pasta and I had like pasta, aubergines, and like a lemon. So I had to try and figure out what to make from that. I just ended up using a ton of garlic and salt, which I feel like makes everything pretty good. But yeah, so we had quite a lot of wine and I didn't go to bed until like 1 in the morning, which is really late for me. Like usually my teshima bedtime is like 9:30. And then because I drank wine, I woke up at 5 a.m. super awake. And then wrote this list of things I must get done, which are like pack my suitcase, send my suitcase, like do the cleaning, and the things that like are nice to have, but you know, things I'd like to get done, but they don't have to be done. And of course, I started my day with doing all of the things that don't need to be done, but I want to do. am I like this? Well, this is my last shift at work and I have my huge bottles of drinking water that I need to fill up probably for the last time. I don't know if I mentioned, but there's no drinking water in my house. So I always take these guys to the cafe, fill up with water, and then, yeah, then I have water to drink. I've just noticed, but I think this barrel looks like pottery. I mean, it's not pottery, but I really like the colors. They remind me of pottery. Nice. I think I need these electrolytes.
機材ね。おいくら
I would just like to have a moment to praise the Japanese system of being able to like send your luggage ahead to your hotel. So I fill this out. I come to the port in the morning at 5:45 before I get my ferry at 6, and they'll send it to Fukuyama, which is where I'm going after Osaka. And it's like £10 or something. It's crazy, and it will get there in 2 days. It's crazy. It's so efficient. And like it's gonna make my life so much easier, so I don't have a massive suitcase. Oh, you can see from my shadow, I'm just standing staring at nothing. But yep, that also means I didn't need to rush my packing, and it means I can write more thank you cards, which is great. Yeah. Okay, that's super relieving. So I just have to fill this out. I mean, this might take a while, but great. I was slightly concerned for a bit before I realized that that smoke is coming out of a chimney. Whoa, that is so cinematic. I'm on the asthmatic bike again, but it did make me remember that my friend was telling me that there are still some people here who heat their baths in the evening with wood fires, and that they would start it at around 4 p.m. because it takes ages to get going. So maybe that is somebody heating water for their bath. The stork does not sound happy. Aww. I never actually went to the shrine, and I intended to go aisatsu no tameni. Like I wanted to go and greet it when I first came here, and I just forgot. So I'll just go and say goodbye. So when you walk past the shrines, I think there's plural, you get to this, I guess it's like a viewpoint. Right now you can hear this boat, but yeah. And you can see glimpses of the sea. I also really love the shape of this tree. (1474) these gates were made. So I'm now gonna go say goodbye to the sea. This is actually where I taught my first yoga lesson. Like we had a yoga class on the beach and it was super nice. My last Teshima sunset.